Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of, are you willing to sacrifice privacy for safety? Well, it's a difficult subject because if you really think about it, the thing is that in our society, well, we live in a place where there's hundreds and thousands of cameras all over the city. So technically they are recording us 24/7. Wherever you go, they can change the red lights, the green lights, all these things at traffic stops, and they can also basically follow you pretty much from anywhere. They also easily can track what you're saying on phones. And at the same time, you also have the internet where you can basically get spied on pretty much any time, really, if somebody really wanted to. It's very difficult to have privacy. I'd say that especially with the cloud and all these things, it just takes one bad person to be able to get one of your passwords, and then they're able to kind of get everything about you, about the people around you. And it's tough, because is it really safe? Is it really more safety because we have less privacy? I don't think so, because people still get killed. People still get away with different stealing this, stealing that. Because even though we are followed by all these cameras and we're spied upon all the time, it's impossible to spy upon 7 billion people on this earth. Or if there's 100 million people in your city or whatever it is, then it's difficult to really be able to look at everyone, because there's just so many people, you know. So at the same time, you got to realize that, well, no matter what, even though they're spying on you and they're interjecting in your privacy, it's you still lead kind of like a private life to the biggest extent. Most people will actually not really care about your information, except if it has to do with money, or if it has to do with the fact that you're a celebrity or something like that. Then people are curious, people want to know. That's why there's paparazzis and stuff like that. But for the biggest part, if you're scared about your privacy in normal life, I don't think many people really care. Now, if you do have children and stuff like that, I know that one thing that they do say to kind of avoid is sometimes, actually all the time, posting pictures of your kids and stuff like that on social media, because oftentimes your phone, if you don't disable it, will have a GPS tracking on it, which basically tells the coordinates of your GPS according to where you took the picture. And if you uploaded the latitude and amplitude and all that stuff, like, it stays there, and basically people can figure out where you are. And if they're bad people and they want to kidnap people and stuff like that, it's not a good thing. But at the same time too, a lot of times the privacy is given out by you guys, by people who check in a certain place, or they keep on taking pictures and they keep on saying things, because then eventually what happens is that, well, you're telling people that you're outside of your house. So then at that point they can actually know when you are not in your house, and they can actually steal stuff from there very conveniently, because they will know that you're not there and that there's nobody there. And then at the same time, people can definitely spy on you, but a lot of it is because you're willingly putting on it. So I'd say if you're willingly putting stuff on the internet, then expect people to look at it. If you're trying to keep it private, well, keep it private, then don't put it out there, because people will know. People will know that you did this, that you did that you were here, that you were there at that time. And that's actually privacy that's taken away from you because you're doing it. But if people, when I say you, it's the people in general, are willing to have more privacy, you can, but then don't put any confidential information on the internet. Don't post stuff, and be much more careful with the passwords. Don't use the names of your pets. Don't use your birthdays. Don't use simple passwords. You would have to have different passwords for all these things. Get the 2FA authorization on your phones. Get different things that will actually make your privacy more secure. But at the same time, you got to also understand that every single search, every single thing that has happened on the internet is pretty much on a database, and it's there. So even though you think something is deleted, it's still on some sort of server somewhere, and it's still living someplace, and it's ready to be accessed, even if it's going to be in 10, 20 years, So that's where it gets kind of complicated. But at the same time, definitely, if you are trying to keep your life private, well, you can, to a certain extent. I do think that having a lot of cameras outdoors for traffic accidents and stuff like that can be kind of convenient, can be good. It can help see suspicious people. But it's, again, depending on how people are using it. If they're using it to really spy on people and to just know their every single move, then that's not good too. But most people really, they don't have much. Their life is not that interesting, and basically where it really comes down to is you don't want your money stolen, you don't want your house stolen. So if you don't want your money stolen, be smart about how you place your money, where you place it, how you do it. And if you don't want people to steal stuff in your house, well, there's never any guarantee, but don't start publicizing that you're on vacation or that you're in one place or the other, because if you do, well, people know, again, that you're not home. So that's the perfect time for you or for people to get robbed. And so it's a double-edged sword. It can be good for certain things because it can help find people, can help for traffic accidents and for bad things that could happen. It can help, but at the same time, it's a bad thing if it's used in a bad way. So I don't really have an answer to that, but privacy is always good. And at the same time, I think most people, they're not that important to really be too worried about some emails talking about colleagues and stuff like that, but you should be worried more about how you're protecting the cash in your bank or how you're protecting your own assets and stuff like that, because that's the kind of things that you do want to keep private. The rest, well, it's important to your friends and family and stuff like that, and mostly to you, really. To the rest of the world, it doesn't matter. Now for celebrities, well, they're celebrities, so it's kind of difficult, because when you become a sort of celebrity, well, your life becomes public anyways, because every time you're on TV, every time you're in the spotlight, well, you're kind of inviting yourself in other people's homes, so at the same time they know you, you don't know them, so it kind of gets a little bit iffy right there. But that's it. That's all I have to say on the subject. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.